But you don't know the answer. Just tell me. I got a lot of ground to cover here.
I would be very happy to research it.
Okay. Do you know what the Privileges or Immunities Clause is?
With respect to my answer would be the same on that.
You don't know it either.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Hot News Today, where we cut through the noise and tell you what really went down in D.C. Now, you're about to see Senator John Kennedy absolutely school a panel of judicial nominees, and I mean school them. This isn't some random pop quiz. These are people being considered for lifetime appointments on the federal bench. And when Kennedy starts asking basic constitutional questions about warrants, the Supremacy Clause, the Privileges and Immunities Clause, and the Civil Rights Act, you'll see exactly why this man has become a legend in these hearings. It's not just that they didn't know the answers. It's that they were about to be given real power over people's lives without knowing fundamental law. Kennedy's calm, but razor-sharp, questioning exposes how dangerously unprepared some of these nominees are. Stick around after the video, because I'll break it down and explain why Kennedy was absolutely right to press them, and what this says about the current state of our judicial appointments. Don't forget, smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Hot News Today if you believe accountability still matters in Washington. All right, let's roll the clip.
Judge Dudick, did I say that name right?
That's correct, Senator.
All right, what's the warrant requirement?
Well, before the court would issue a warrant, you have to assess to make sure that there's probable cause to either search the place.
When's a warrant required?
Excuse me?
When is a warrant required?
The general rule is a warrant is required any time that the government wants to search a person, place, or thing.
Could you speak into the mic?
Oh, I'm sorry, Senator. Yeah, I said the backdrop rule is that a warrant is required any time the government wants to search a person, place, or a thing.
And to arrest you, right?
There are some exceptions to that, but generally, yes.
Okay. And there are exceptions to the warrant requirement for searching and arresting people, are they not? Are there not?
Yes, Senator, there are.
Okay. Suppose the Florida Supreme Court ruled that here in Florida, we're not going to recognize any exceptions to the warrant requirement. You have to have a warrant to search someone, and you have to have a warrant to arrest someone. Mm-hmm. No exceptions. Can the Florida Supreme Court do that?
Well, Senator, under the Supremacy Clause, they'd be bound by what the Fourth Amendment dictates. Of course, they're free to make their own requirements as it.
What if the Florida Supreme Court did it under the Florida Constitution and not the federal Constitution?
They would still, Senator, have to apply with what the federal Constitution said.
No, they wouldn't.
Under the Supremacy Clause.
Do you know what adequate and independent state grounds means?
Sure. Of course, I would understand that they could have independent and adequate state grounds for state law, but they.
No, they don't. As long as you don't take away rights, but add to them, a state can do whatever it wants to under its state constitution, can it?
Wow. I mean, wow. Every time Senator Kennedy steps into one of these hearings, it's like watching a masterclass in how to vet nominees. That was painful to watch, but also necessary. Here's the thing. Kennedy didn't ask obscure, trick questions. He asked basic constitutional principles. When is a warrant required? What's the Supremacy Clause? What's Title VI of the Civil Rights Act? These are the bread and butter of constitutional law. And yet, one nominee didn't know the Privileges and Immunities Clause comes from Article 4, another stumbled through the Privileges or Immunities Clause in the 14th Amendment, and another completely blanked on what Title VI even applies to.
Yes, sir. Yes,
but
Senator.
That's not what you just said. You think the Supremacy Clause applies? The Supremacy Clause applies.
Well,
you want to change your answer?
Senator, I would like to change my answer to the extent that I agree with you that the Florida legislature or Florida could do exactly what you said. I meant in my statement is that.
Trust me, it can. Judge Pruitt, I'm sorry, I can't see that far.
It's Judge Pratt, Senator. Yes.
Judge Pratt, I apologize. I can't see that far. Can a state legislature pass a law that discriminates against a group of people over another group of people for inferior treatment?
Well, Senator, the federal Constitution and the state Constitution both contain protections against various forms of discrimination.
But can a state legislature say we're going to treat this group of people differently than another group of people?
So I think, Senator, an example where a legislature
Tell
could
me first if a state can do that.
Yes, a state can, for example, require a driving age which discriminates on the basis of age. To say, for example,
When can a state legislature not do that?
when it's seeking to do so under a basis that is protected under the state or federal
Okay,
constitution.
good. Judge, tell me about the Privileges and Immunities Clause.
The Privileges and Immunities Clause, there's a privileges and immunities and a privileges or immunities
Right.
clause. There's one of each. One of them relates.
Privileges and is what I'm asking you about.
I believe you're referring to what came through in one of the Reconstruction amendments and discussing the fact that that the privileges and immunities of citizenship would be extended
Well,
under those.
first, what article is it in?
I believe it's in the 13th Amendment.
No, fourth. Article 4. What does it do?
Senator, you have pinpointed a question that in my 9 years as a judge, in my decade of private practice before this, my 2 years as a law clerk, my 2 years on law review in law school, including a year as editor-in-chief, didn't ever come up.
You tell me you don't know?
So it's an interesting question.
Yes,
and
ma'am. I know it's interesting. That's why I asked it.
Yes.
Something federal judges literally see all the time. Let's be real. If you spent years as a lawyer or a judge and can't answer that, what are you even doing on a federal shortlist? Kennedy wasn't being mean. He was being responsible. Because judges don't just interpret the law, they shape it. They make decisions that impact every one of us. And the way Kennedy handles it, calm, polite, even a bit humorous. But make no mistake, he exposes the truth with surgical precision. When he said, "Trust me, it can," correcting the judge on state constitutional rights, that was the moment he completely took control of the room.
But you don't know the answer. Just tell me. I got a lot of ground to cover here.
I would be very happy to research it.
Okay. Do you know what the Privileges or Immunities Clause is?
With respect to my answer would be the same on that.
You don't know it either.
Well, with respect to the privileges and immunities of citizenship, my recollection is that
Privileges are immunity.
yes, my recollection is that was discussed in one of the Reconstruction amendments.
Which one do you know?
I believe it was the 13th or the 14th.
All right, Judge. What's Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of '64 do? Ma'am?
Which judge?
This judge down here on the far end.
Artau?
I can't see that
Okay.
far.
Just making sure, because there's 4 judges there. Judge Artau, I'm going to let you answer that briefly.
Hey, I want to reclaim my time, Mr. Chairman.
You can
Madam
answer that
Chairman.
briefly.
Judge, what's Title VI of the Civil Rights Act do?
I believe that ensures that people are treated equally in any places that they would be, that they would not be discriminated against.
In all cases?
Refresh my recollection as to what you were referring to,
I'm
Senator.
referring to Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which you're going to see every other Thursday as a federal judge.
So I believe that's under the Commerce Clause. They wanted to make sure that there was not any discrimination going on with regard to race, and that was addressing it.
It prohibits discriminating on the basis of race or color or national origin. Under what circumstance? Do you know the answer?
Under any circumstances where you're providing services to people.
No, it's only if you're getting federal money. You need to brush up on that one.
The message here is simple. Competence matters. Politics aside, we need judges who actually know the law, not ones fumbling through basic constitutional doctrine like they just Googled it 5 minutes ago. That's why Senator Kennedy stands out. He's not afraid to challenge the system, to hold people accountable, and to remind everyone that these positions aren't participation trophies. They're serious responsibilities. And the irony? Some of these nominees probably thought these hearings would be smooth sailing. Kennedy made sure they earned every inch of it. At the end of the day, this isn't about party. It's about standards. Kennedy's questions weren't partisan. They were patriotic. So hats off to Senator Kennedy, once again proving why his reputation for cutting through legal nonsense is well-deserved. If you agree that we need more senators like Kennedy asking the tough questions, hit that like button, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to Hot News Today, where we keep shining light on the stories others are too afraid to touch. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.